Uh, Thank you, Lynn. Very powerful words. I would like to hit it in a different direction. World War III has started. Some of you have heard me say this before. How has it started? We're in a war that is a hybrid war. It started out with the pandemic, or even before that, with the Russian collusion, internal people fighting us. And then the pandemic is not a pandemic. It was a deliberate biological attack on the United States of America and the global world with the intentions of the Chinese, President Xi, to take down our economies, number one. Number two, to impact this election in America in 2020. So when people say we've got a pandemic, understand it. It was a deliberate attack by China. There's no question about it, where it came from, and we must understand that. Now, simultaneous with that, we've had a very evil group in the United States of America. You all know who they are. The legislatures, the judicial, have all failed this Constitution and the Founding Fathers. The Founding Fathers knew nothing about massive cyber warfare, which we had. President Trump won in a landslide. 79 million votes versus 68 for Biden. 11 million votes margin. There was no question about it. But cyber warfare, what the Founding Fathers did not understand, and nor could they, because people today don't get it, that changed it. Just like in Georgia, you couldn't have had the two most unskilled clowns win down in Georgia that just won those 2 Senate seats. And the fact is, we've had collaboration, unfortunately, by Republicans and Democrats in this event. Now, I believe what General Flynn said, and I believe what Sidney Powell said. This still could be won by tomorrow. I don't want to go into the details, but President Trump, if he betrays us and he doesn't listen to those people and they don't do what can be done using the military, then he has betrayed us. He is either the greatest president in our history, or he's going to be the worst, to let a Marxist communist group come in and take over with China. That's what our future is. We have the leader in the Senate, McConnell, whose father is a wealthy Chinese, Taiwanese businessman. They're tied in with China money-wise. So many of the politicians are tied in money-wise.
General?
Yes.
A general in the military.
Yes. Who's talking?
I got her. I muted her. Sometimes they escape our hands.
Okay, all right. So we have that problem of that Chinese economic influence on our politicians, as well as our judiciary and the other problems. They have failed us, and when they went through the Electoral College, the joint vote on the 6th, again, the vice president failed us when he had the opportunity on the 6 battleground states, which are critical, when he had the opportunity to point out the unconstitutional procedures that they used in those states and send it back to the states themselves to resolve. He did not do that. The president has all the authorities. He doesn't need the Insurrection Act. He doesn't need the Sedition Act or any of that. He's got a number of acts with his own executive orders, which he has put down. He's got the Defense Procurement Act. He's got the Stafford Act, as well as the Storm Act. And he's got money to do this. So that's what Sidney's talking about. We won't get into the legal things, but it can be done. He's got 25 to 30,000 troops in Washington, D.C. to do that. Will the military stand up? Will the president lead this, or will he watch it? That's the question. If he doesn't, as I said, and I'm strongly behind him now, but he has the opportunity to use Sidney and to use General Flynn to complete this act. we know that it's going to be a Marxist takeover. You've already seen what big tech has done, the censorship. All these things are coming down the road. So wrapping it up, he's got, what, 20 some hours or 18 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is, coming up, 14, to make that decision. Is he going to do it? We've got to do it ourselves. I believe the dear Lord will help us, but we've got to do it ourselves. And it's going to be some tough times if we do not. So thank you, Carla Dean.
Thank you, General. What do you mean we have to do it ourselves? I'm just going to ask you quickly.
I mean, the American people have got to demand in every forum we can. We've got to break out of this lockdown that these Democratic presidents, governors and mayors are doing. We have got to get back to a normal society. We've got to demand that they listen to us and that our representatives in both the House and the Senate, they listen to what we want. And so you flood them with letters, you do a host of other things that send the signal, we are not going to this way.